Finally, after however long it's been since Chapter 5 Season 1 released, Epic Games put out an actual fun and good season. For anyone protests, I know what you're thinking. You only think it's good because it's new and fresh and you're only getting bored of the last chapter. Well, I'm happy to say that this is actually not the case. I can say that because of the differences between the first season of the worst chapter that was released by Epic Games and this season. In Chapter 5 Season 1, I thought that the game was clunky. New movement and bullet drop physics made the game feel horrible to play. This season, on the other hand, it feels just about as smooth as the last chapter. This season is actually fun. In fact, I played more consecutive matches on day 1 of this season than I have on any season in the last 2 chapters. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm not going to talk about all the new things, because plenty of people with bigger audiences than me are already doing that. I'm here to talk about the implications of the story. The Seven are back. Well, kinda sorta. A lot of the Seven is missing and were presumed dead. I think the Origin, the Scientist, and the Visitor are confirmed dead in my mind, but we can pretty much throw all we know about the Seven out of the window. I watched a video by this creator, PBJ, which suggests that the last 8 years of lore was all simulation by the last reality to learn about our behavior.
So for the first 8.5 years of Fortnite, it was all a simulation, and it was all Phase 1.
If that's the case, then who's to say that everything that has happened can simply be written off as just in the simulation so that it can be retconned? I think that if we were to believe the simulation theory, that it's simply an attempt to retcon everything the Seven has been through. It's like Dream Theory, for anyone familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's lore, where there was a point in time where we were just like, well, FNAF 4 is just a dream, well, that's why anything happens. It's similar to this. If the simulation is true, everything we know about the last 8 years of story can be thrown out of the window. Unless it can't. The fact that the last reality is hanging around makes sense, it's their simulation. I think that even though we were in a simulation, events and plot points that happened within are still relevant outside of the simulation. For example, the very existence of Vengeance Jones implies that him breaking away from the imagined order and teaming up with the Seven was not just in the simulation. For some reason, that happened in both reality and simulation. Another example, the existence of the Zero Point Shard on the Chapter 7 island. That implies the explosion of the Zero Point by the Chrome, and the ejection and re-entry of one of its pieces was not a simulation, only plot point. Fortnite's not exactly known for its clear and concise storyline, so it's very possible, at least at this point, that there are only certain canon events and all the rest is just simulation-only plot points that don't really affect reality. This brings me back to the Seven. All of the members of the Seven either went missing or died. Considering the Seven are supposed to be coming back this chapter, one of them already here, are their deaths and disappearances simulation-only plot points, or were they carried through into reality? Who's to say that the Origin, who was once the Cube King, is in reality still the Cube King, and just became a member of the Seven and then later got chromed in the simulation to, as the phrase implies, see how it would react to an event like that. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.